I started, of course, Dad, he got me into fishing just because he always went hunting and fishing. I just hung around with him. So once I got, old enough to know what I was doing as far as bass fishing, we started doing a lot of that. But we didn't have a boat back then, so we fished the bank. We'd come up here and we would walk miles. And we would literally park somewhere and we just walk the banks as long as you could, as long as it was, tapered enough where you could get on it. We walked and walked and walked. Found a lot of lures that way, so that was kind of cool. But we used to just fish this lake a lot just by walking it. But he was obviously the main reason that I started fishing. But to actually get into competitive fishing, I remember we used to, like I said, we used to just go fishing for fun. We had a boat before we'd gotten this one, and it was another Ranger boat. It was a little 17-foot Ranger, and we started getting into some of the local tournaments just here and there. But I remember the first big tournament we fished. It was a state team here at this lake, and I want to say I was probably old enough to drive, but I don't know if I was for certain or not. It was in the 15 to 17 year old range. And we came up here, and I think the one thing that excited me most at that time was the initial takeoff. Just all the boats, and there was 150 boats, just all of us sitting out there with our motors running, waiting for the tournament director to send us off in our flights. And I thought that was the coolest thing, that everybody was there for this one thing. You could smell the oil in the air from the two-stroke motors all over the place, and that's one thing that I still remember every time we fish a tournament now. When I smell that, I think of that first tournament, that first big tournament that we fished. But it's the competitive nature in most everybody that keeps you coming out here. It's just so much more fun to fish when you know you've got something on the line, when you know you've got a little bit of competition. Even when we go out with our buddies, we'll always just have a mini tournament. We kind of just see who's going to bring in the biggest sack of fish, and it's just that little competitive nature that makes it that much more interesting.